I got asked to do a video regarding which helmets are best for a shit hits the fan scenario. So we're going to look at the three common types of helmets. We've got a steel helmet, a composite helmet which can either be Kevlar or ballistic nylon, that's a Mark 6 helmet in the middle, and a Riot helmet on the right. And I mean, these are the proper design helmets, because you can also have things like motorcycle helmets or whatever. So let's look at each one. First we've got the Russian or Warsaw Pact steel helmet. Now steel helmets are obviously the oldest type of helmets, and the quality of them can vary quite a lot. The advantage of them is they're quite cheap and you can find them in pretty much any surplus store. But the problem is, compared to modern materials, they're obviously not as good. Although some steel helmets can be incredibly effective at stopping things. The East German helmet's a good example because of the conic, shape, the curve of the helmet. It's very good at reflecting rounds, or refracting rounds, however you want to say it, deflecting it. Which means it can stop rounds. It doesn't have the ballistic sort of protection to stop, but manages to do it because of the shape. Next we have the Mark 6 helmet. This is a British Army one, only recently being changed to the Mark 7, which is more similar to the PAS GT helmet. Interestingly enough, this is a composite helmet. It's a very tough plastic outer shell and it's got ballistic nylon inside. Ballistic nylon is what they use in flak jackets. It's a bit older than Kevlar, but it's still very effective. It's very good at being stab proof and shrapnel proof. Not as good against bullets as Kevlar. So that's the difference between this and a Kevlar helmet, is that the Kevlar will be slightly more effective against bullets but less effective against shrapnel, where this is more effective against shrapnel and less effective against bullets. This would probably also stop a crossbow bolt better, due to ballistic nylon working more like a tough, basically stab proof rather than a essentially bulletproof. And then on the right we have a Riot helmet. That's an Argus Riot helmet. This is either the civilian model or an ex-police one. Basically the Riot helmet works by being a very, very tough plastic, and that's designed to stop head injuries. And it's got the Riot visor on the front, which is another type of tough plastic. You can see a couple of marks in there where I shot it with air rifle pellets that haven't done much. You also notice that on the Mark 6 helmet on the sides there is two little things on the side. That's for mounting a Riot visor onto a helmet, but I don't have a compatible Riot visor. So that can be used in a couple of ways in Mark 6. The Riot helmet's good in terms of being lightweight. Well, lightweight for the size of it anyway, and obviously you've got a visor you can put up or down. Now, which should be the best? That's all going to depend on certain scenarios. I'm going to say the steel helmets we can forget about for now. The reason being for that is that steel helmets are quite outdated, so they're kind of a compromise if you can't get one of these. Now, in terms of weight, the Riot helmet, despite its size, is slightly lighter than the Mark 6 helmet. But the Mark 6 is going to offer you better ballistic protection than a Riot helmet, because a Riot helmet is intended essentially for low speed projectiles like bricks, probably slingshot things, air rifle pellets, and it's mainly designed for stopping melee weapons. The Mark 6 helmet would probably do quite a good job of that, but the Riot helmet would probably be better. Also, the head harness of the Riot helmet is better in terms of that actually not causing you injuries when it's hit with quite a lot of force. But the Mark 6 helmet is going to be better in an actual war zone. So as it comes to it, I think that the Riot helmet is going to be better for urban use, which should be fairly obvious, but obviously you have a visor you can put up or down. It's quite cumbersome, it's going to cut your vision off a fair bit, but it's at least going to give you very good all-around head protection from pretty much anything that's going to come at you in an urban environment. However, the Mark 6 helmet is obviously going to be better in an actual full-scale shit hits the fan scenario, I'd imagine. It's going to stop bullets that aren't going completely straight when they hit it, and it's going to stop pretty much any low-speed projectile, I'd imagine. And it's going to offer you a bit of protection from melee weapons, but not so much as the Riot helmet, because that's what it was actually purposely designed for. If I had to pick one of these helmets, I'd probably go for the Mark 6, just because it's got a bit of a compromise to it, where it should be fairly good at everything, but obviously not as good as a Riot helmet for melee use. But you can mount with that one the Riot shield on the front if you wanted to, Riot visor, so that would offer you an interesting compromise. I hope that's been interesting, and if there are other types of helmets that are specialised that I don't know about, let me know. But I think for the main use, these are the 3 helmets you're going to be seeing in the shit hits the fan scenario, so there we go.